Good morning, it is the day before our spring lunch. It is the day before our spring lunch. I just popped over to Trader Joe's to get all the groceries for tomorrow. And we've been in full force wedding mode. So when I was thinking of the menu for the spring lunch, I basically made it as simple as possible for myself, but still focused on a menu that seemed very elegant and abundant and intentional. But as a host, it's my little secret that it was very, very, very easy to do. Recipes that I can make with my eyes closed. I was like, I am not skipping spring parties this year just because we're celebrating our wedding next month. Like, it's not happening. I might do a few more bits and pieces from the recipes that I have planned, but honestly, we'll see where the day takes us. I'm feeling energized. I had my coffee. Let's put these groceries away and get to prep. So, on the menu for this party is a super simple chicken fricassee, as well as a lemon ricotta pasta. I'm also doing a simple arugula and shaved parmesan salad. Of course, our lemon blondies, which I already mentioned. I am the biggest fan of rainbow carrots. Obviously, I want my menu to be as colorful as possible, especially since it's spring, so I picked up lots of different colors for our pasta salad. Some potatoes, arugula, also some melting chocolate, cucumber, mushrooms, bacon for our chicken fricassee. We've got a pretty big load of groceries. Of course, a bottle of wine. I'm gonna put this in the chicken fricassee tomorrow, and I'm also gonna serve it at the table. I wanted the pasta salad to be really colorful. I just absolutely love adding as much color to the table as I can. Peaches are finally in season. I have been trying to get peaches for a long, long time, so I'm very excited about that. One little lonely onion. I'm gonna pop these in a corner to use as today's trash bags. I keep forgetting all of my reusable bags in the car. But at least now we've got a few trash bags that I can use for today. So the first thing that we're gonna work on is the lemon blondies. These are so much easier than they look. I'm gonna start with getting half a cup of butter and just chopping that up. I think my brain turned off for a quick second, because like, why did I chop this up with the wrapper on? I don't know. I'm not too sure at all why I did that. Then I'm gonna pop my trash bag on the floor right next to me so I could just put all the trash in there as I'm chopping up. I always thought it was impossible to clean as I went, but it is actually so much easier than you think. Wow, I say that a lot. It honestly just feels like less active cleaning time, if that makes sense. Like, I'm cleaning, but I'm not really cleaning, but I'm still putting in the thought to clean. But it's not like as much thought as destroying the entire kitchen and then having to clean up after myself would be. We've got our chopped up butter, and then this is the fun part. So I'm just gonna melt up this butter with a bar of white chocolate. It doesn't really matter what white chocolate you use. You can use Lindt, you can use Ghirardelli. I'm just using Ghirardelli white baking chocolate. Yeah, I used to just throw stuff all over the kitchen. I'd go, ooh, ooh, ooh. Now I just pop it right there. So this is 4 ounces of chocolate. And I like to get the chocolate bar really small. Just helps everything melt a lot more easily. I'm gonna put this in the microwave at 30-second intervals. The thing about chocolate is sometimes it looks like it's not melted. So just put it in for 30 seconds. And if it looks like it's not melted, take it out, mix it around, keep mixing it, and you're gonna notice the chocolate start to continue to melt. If you just put it in there and keep going, you can literally burn the chocolate, boil the chocolate. And I actually heard a story of someone who lit the microwave on fire. I don't know if that happens to everyone, but I am just gonna go ahead and pop this into the microwave, and I'll be right back. All right, so here's how it looks after just 30 seconds in the microwave. And as you can see, there's still a few chunks of chocolate in here. All I'm gonna do is mix And look at this chunk right here. Look at that. It's just gonna disappear. So there's no reason to melt your chocolate for like 5 minutes in the microwave. Just put it in there, 30-second intervals. And this one was actually so easy. Like, we're almost done here, so I'm just gonna keep mixing. So satisfying, the texture as well. And we're almost out of chunks there. If you want, you could pop it in for like another 5 seconds at this point, but I'm just gonna keep mixing because I have time today. And that is how you're gonna very easily melt this. Our next step is getting some lemon zest. I'm gonna get around 2 tablespoons. All right. So we've got our lemon zest, and I'm just gonna pour all of our sugar in here. And with my hands, I am just kind of gonna rub everything together and really like get that lemon taste out of this lemon zest. And this is definitely a very important part. It just helps to release the flavor. And when you smell it, it smells so good. And I'm gonna keep this lemon over here as well. We're gonna use that later. I'm gonna go ahead and get our melted chocolate and just pour that into our bowl. All right, and now we're just gonna get our sugar mixture and pour that in as well. Give everything a good mix. All right, I'm gonna grab 2 large eggs. Pop those in here. I trust myself to not get the shells inside, but if you don't, you can start with your eggs in a different container first, just to make sure you can dig those shells out. This is kind of the texture that we've got going on. And then I'm gonna pop in a egg yolk as well. All right, now I'm just gonna go ahead and give everything a good mix in here. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. It's been a while since I've gotten all my friends together. You're gonna give that a really, really good mix. Make sure everything is very well combined. My recipe calls for, I believe, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm not gonna measure that. I am just gonna eyeball it, because this is a recipe I can make in my head. Now we are gonna pop in some vanilla, as well as some lemon extract. I really don't be measuring. That a good mix. I love to just mix it close. It's my child. Whenever I'm hosting, I just want to make it as easy as possible for myself. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wash and reuse my dishes for the next step of this recipe. That feels like it takes extra time, but it literally took me 2 seconds. Just gonna mix in my flour, my baking soda, and my salt. I'm just gonna spoon it all together. Pour everything inside. All right, don't mind me, still learning how to do these cooking videos for you. I'm so new at doing these types of videos, but I'm looking forward to figuring it out and making these the best quality that I can. Just gonna keep folding this in, just fold it. This is pretty much the texture of our batter, and usually I would go ahead and put parchment paper in here, but I do not have that today, so I'm just gonna go ahead and scoop this all inside. All right, I am just gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven for 22 minutes at 350 degrees. Here's how she's looking. Now, this is a very, 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 very forgiving recipe, and I'm expecting it to turn out really good. The thing about hosting, I feel like it's just, you get a lot of anxiety when you host it. We have 22 minutes now. I am most likely gonna frost those today just to get it over with. I have a feeling it's gonna be even more delicious tomorrow. I just wanna quickly say to Skims, I love you, but count your days. When it comes to white t-shirts, this is not even a white t-shirt, it's cream t-shirt. I just rewatched the footage for this video, and I'm seeing that the girls are out, they're out. We're still gonna put this up, we're still gonna put this out there, but PSA to Skims, let's stop making shirts that are see-through. This shirt that I'm wearing, it's still a little see-through, but much better than Skims. Before I filmed this video, I tried on 4 different bras to see what bra would not be see-through under this shirt. Every single bra I tried on was see-through, so I was like, okay, pasties, see-through. So I said no bra. The fabric is a little too thin. Anyways, new shirt, outfit change, Skims, count your days. I love you, Skims, but it's not a good look. Like, I should be able to wear a bra under my shirt. Anyways, Now we're gonna start working on the pasta salad. But actually I checked my doorstep and I think I got a little package and it's from Fresh Sense. I did get some exciting news this week. It's not confirmed news, so I'm wondering if the Fresh Sense is for that. We're gonna go, let's go see what it is. I'm not focused. Cute! What if it's not for me? I'm like already crying. I'm already crying because anytime someone just thinks of me for even a moment, I'm like, you thought of me! We'll look at the flowers in a second, but... Wait, who's this from? Why does it say Resort Pass? With no letter. Well, that was sweet. That is so, so lovely. Oh my goodness. And they put some snapdragons in here too. I don't know why Resort Pass sent me flowers. I'll take it. I'm like, wait a second, what? That is so random, but I'm very excited. Okay, fun. I'll go ahead and pop those in a vase soon. I also picked up these flowers today from Trader Joe's. They have lilacs and it matches the vibe of our lunch so well. Just wait until you see the theme. I'll show you later, but let's make this pasta salad. I love to stress myself out for parties, and I feel like half of the stressing out could just be because I can't stop talking. Let's boil up some pasta. I got the pasta in there boiling, and I will say I did not make the best decision of my entire life by not making sure that I grabbed parchment paper for this, but I think it's gonna work. I think we're gonna be okay. Anyway, she's finished and I just need to frost and zest some lemon on top, and then tomorrow I'm gonna decorate it with some violas from the garden or some pansies. What do we have growing? Anyways, tomorrow I am gonna decorate with some pansies from the garden and maybe a bit of chamomile, but yeah, super easy peasy lemon squeezy. Honestly, that goes with the vibe of these being lemon blondies, but yeah, looking good. Okay, bear with me as I find the best places in this house to make these cooking videos. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous. Like, I have never done this before, but I've been wanting to do this for a while, so just let me learn and bear with me. I know it's not like movie quality. But anyways, I'm getting started on our pasta salad. Like I said before, I just love as many colors as I can have in every single dish as possible, especially during springtime. So for this recipe, I'm choosing green bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, orange bell pepper, red onion, some cherry tomatoes in different colors like yellow, orange, and red, of course, and some cucumber as well as some chopped feta. Almost forgot my little trash bag. All right, let's get to chopping. I use a chef's knife for pretty much everything. This chef's knife is from Green Pan. I'll actually go ahead and link this for you in the description as well. I feel like something that holds most people back from cooking is how long they feel it takes to chop things. I will say with the chef's knife, you're able to chop things so fast. The blades on these are just so sharp, so you can cut really, really fast and really, really precise. Like, look at that. Absolutely love a chef's knife. And I feel like over time, chopping has become one of my favorite things. Like, I never even use, you know, mandolins or any of those things that people, you know, kind of use to make chopping faster. Chopping has just become one of my favorite parts. It's so therapeutic. Obviously not so therapeutic if you're in a rush, which this is why I'm prepping today. Lucky for me, I had all of Saturday to prep for our Sunday party. And look how beautiful those cuts are. I'm making these cuts fairly small just so they don't have a ton of bite in our pasta salad. I am not the biggest fan of bell pepper, but I know that this is just like a staple in a pasta salad. I am having a vegetarian guest come, which is kind of why I am making this veggie pasta salad. It's more of like a main for them, or just like an extra option, because the chicken fricassee I'm making is not something that they're gonna be able to eat, obviously. So I'm making sure that there is a salad for them, a pasta salad, the honey glazed carrots, and I feel like I could also even add another option as well, but I think it may be enough just because this is a simple lunch. It's not a dinner, and I feel like you can really load up on this pasta salad. These knives are so incredibly sharp. They came with band-aids, kinda as a joke, but you do wanna be really careful if you're using a chef's knife. Honestly, I do wanna say, to me, a chef's knife is a lot safer than using, like, let's say a literal butter knife to chop up your vegetables. My grandma cooks with really, really small knives because she's really scared of the bigger knives, and honestly now I am kind of scared of the smaller knives. I just feel like you have so much more control with the chef's knife. It's so much easier, and also, like I said, you can cut things so much faster. And then also with this knife, I love to get smaller cuts by just going like this, and it chops super, super well. But I don't need those tiny cuts right now. I'm looking forward to the party tomorrow, and honestly, I invited like 12 people. I think we're gonna have 5 guests and then 6 including me, so kind of a small and simple menu for tomorrow. I've heard the way they teach you how to cut an onion in culinary school is the easiest way. However, I taught myself how to cut onions when I was really young, probably like 10 years old, and I've always just chopped them like this. I'll take the top off, chop it, and then I just peel that layer of skin off, and then I like to chop that in half. I'm gonna save half of this because I don't think I want an entire onion in here, but my favorite way to dice is just like this. And you know, I was trying the way that everyone said for just a couple weeks, and I think this is just never, I feel like nothing beats this. It does get a little more difficult at the end, but then you just press down, and if I want to mince it even more, go over a few more times. So easy. I swear it is so much faster. I wonder why they don't use this way. I love this way. Probably never gonna change. This is my favorite way to like pop. There we go. One of these days I want to do a full Persian menu for my friends because so many of my friends have never tried Persian food, and I am half Persian, and I grew up eating Persian food more than any other food. So I'm not gonna lie, when I'm doing menus like this, I want to put like a Persian twist on this. I just grew up eating like my grandma's side salad, gorma sabzi, tajik, all of the Persian favorites, and so when I'm prepping for a dinner party like this, I just feel, I don't know how to explain it. I'm just like, it feels a little bit more boring to me, I guess, because there's so many more delicious things to make. So I'm gonna have to do that soon for my friends, like a full-on Persian menu. It is so much fun, and Persian flavors are just incredible. Also, I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm just so accustomed to Persian flavors, but I'm also learning to experiment in the basics, because if you don't know how to do the basics, you're gonna be a little lost. You can't just do what you know. It's good to also learn everything else, and that's kind of what I've been trying to work on, just experimenting with my menu. I do love a good pasta salad though, don't get me wrong. I feel like this is a little too big for me. I'm not like a cucumber girl at all, actually. When I make food like this, I like it to be rustic. I like things to be cut not uniform. I like it to feel homemade, and so that's kind of why I just go over everything and make it a little bit like messier, if that makes sense. All right, our last addition to this is gonna be our cherry tomatoes, and I'm just gonna like slice these in half and slice them over one more time. These always take the longest amount of time. Okay, I almost got a little bit carried away, but we're just gonna pop these tomatoes inside our pasta salad, and I'm not gonna lie, honestly, now that I'm considering it, it might have been better to wait. Alexa, does tomato go in pasta salad? Am I losing my mind right now?
Yes, tomato works well in pasta salad, adding flavor and moisture.
Okay.
It pairs nicely with pasta, cheese, and other veggies. Just make sure it's cooked or drained if you prefer a less juicy dish. Enjoy your meal.
Yeah, I'm like losing my mind. For a second I was like, wait, why am I putting tomato? But I know tomato is good. Okay, honestly, if you're making this, I recommend not putting the tomato in the day before. But I'm the type of person who personally really loves like a good, juicy, delicious marinated salad or pasta salad, like whatever I'm making. I love it to be like super juicy and super marinated. And I feel like that can only be achieved if you're, you know, putting it in the fridge overnight. So if you like it juicy like me, I would recommend, you know, putting those tomatoes in the night before. If you don't like it juicy, then don't do that. And then we're just gonna bring all of our nice dry pasta noodles. This is a huge pasta salad that I'm gonna dress tomorrow. Wow, this is huge. I do not measure anything, like unless I'm testing a recipe or writing it out for you. I literally measure nothing, and this is a very, very big pasta salad. I think I'm gonna put the olives and the feta in this tomorrow, so let's just wrap her up and refrigerate. And then obviously tomorrow I'm gonna dress this as well, but it's looking pretty good. It looks like a pasta salad. It looks like a pasta salad. I don't ever make pasta salad, but I just didn't know what vegetarian option I should do. Definitely needs some salt, olive oil, vinegar. It needs a lot, but we're gonna finish it tomorrow because I don't want it to get soggy. So let's just wrap this up. It's like cheating. Helps save so much time. Alrighty, there we go. Ah, this is like huge. Okay. And I'll save this for later. We're gonna take a quick food break and focus on our florals. I am so excited about the flowers that we got. They match the tablecloth so freaking good. I just can't wait to show you. But I picked up some lilacs. I am so very surprised. I've never seen these at Trader Joe's before, so I decided to grab them even though it's a day before. I was just so excited about these. I've never seen them at Trader Joe's. We do have a lilac shrub that I'm trying to shape into a tree, but it's really young. It's like 3.5 feet tall and it hasn't bloomed yet. So for now, we've got these flowers, and I think we're also gonna pick a few flowers out of our flower garden as well, which I'm really excited about. I never really have used flowers from our flower garden for our parties. We never really have enough, and now we have a ton. I also got these super cutie little shears from Target. But anyway, let's get to it. Of course, I've got my trashy. Of course, I got my trash bag. Florals can get so messy, so I always make sure that I get out my trash bag, and then I always cut my flowers with my shears as well. Using shears is just so much easier. When you're dealing with roses, you always want to make sure to take all of the leaves off. Honestly, when you're dealing with any kind of flower. So my favorite thing to do is just get all of my flowers, set everything aside, take off all the leaves, put away all the trash and plastic and literally all of the things that can make this process such a huge mess. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it can be a huge mess. We're just gonna get everything and get these flowers ready, and then we're gonna start working on our flower arrangement instead of just like throwing everything around, because we're not doing that anymore. And it takes 2 minutes of effort to make life so much easier. Put this aside again. Now we've cleaned up our roses. All right, I am so proud of these flowers. I think they turned out absolutely stunning. And we got some snapdragons from our garden, which Actually, we are having like weird little bugs in the garden right now, and there's 1 month left until our send-off party. And I really hope that this bug does not wipe out any of our pretty flowers. I need to go get some sprays, but I am really a fan of these. I think, hold on, these are a little funky. 1 second. I think it turned out really pretty. I haven't done like a tall centerpiece in a while, but since it's such a small party, I feel like there's gonna be enough space on the table so that this isn't blocking anyone. That's why I usually stick to the small ones, but the big ones are my personal favorite to do. I'm pretty much trying to make my life as easy as possible tomorrow, especially since our get-together is gonna be at around 1:30. And I really just don't want to be rushing at all. So I'm gonna peel, prep, cut, and marinate all of my carrots in some honey because I'm gonna be doing my honey roasted carrots. These are so easy to make and they're such a favorite amongst all of my friends. I love to add some ricotta sometimes. I love to add cute little pomegranate jewels on top. There's so many fun ways to make carrots, but I am just gonna be making carrots today with some honey, and then tomorrow I'm gonna drizzle some extra honey and some cracked black pepper on top. That's just kind of how I love to do it. The easiest way that I found to prep this is just to go ahead and skin everything, put the rest of your carrots to the side, and then we're gonna go ahead and start chopping up. I also love using red carrots for this recipe, but they don't come in this bag from Trader Joe's. I've seen that at Albertsons, and honestly, Albertsons literally has every single type of niche vegetable that you would ever want. But the reason I like to use the red carrots, the orange carrots, the white ones, and the purple ones, it's just because it's not something that you see every day. And I am a colorful girl, okay? I like color. I like as much color as I can get. I just think it really, really elevates a dish, and honestly, it makes me sad to only see orange carrots. Like, why are we all only using orange carrots? I feel like they all taste very, very delicious, and honestly, like, they don't really taste different than the colorful ones. Like, why are we deciding that orange carrots are the carrots that everyone uses? I don't know, I find it a little weird. I've gotten so boring just using the same colored produce all the time. I don't know. Just spice it up, okay? It is time to spice it up. One of the reasons I like to take the skin off of these carrots is just because it makes everything look so much brighter. I don't know if you could tell, but the purple carrots especially looked so dull with the skin on them, so it's just nice to take it off. Also, carrots are a root vegetable, I believe. I think that's what it's called, right? I'm just gonna say it and hopefully it sounds right. Carrots are a root vegetable. They grow in the ground. They're grown in dirt, and I don't know. It just feels nicer to take the skin off. But the skin also has a lot of nutrients as well, so it's really just about your personal preference. I'm just taking it off for a cleaner look and a brighter look as well, because under the skin, the carrots are a lot more colorful. While we're here, should we do some wedding talk? You guys, I have been all over the place, you guys. I am excited for this wedding season to pass. Like, I have not really been loving being a bride. I will say recently, I have finally started to feel a little seen and a little loved. My aunt is gonna be throwing me a bridal shower with my grandma, and I am so thankful for that. I am so thankful. Like, thinking about it, I could cry. She's like, I got you a photographer, and we're gonna make flower bouquets, and I thought I wasn't even gonna have a shower. I thought no one was gonna throw me one, which could have been fine. Like, I would have been fine, but in Persian culture, weddings are just so, like, important, you know? Like, it's such an important part of your life, and it's usually a huge celebration and a huge party. So a part of me was like, wow, does no one care, you know, that we're getting married? You know, weddings bring up those emotions, right? So my aunt, who has only been in the family for like a year and a half, she just married my uncle. She's throwing me a shower at her house, and I feel so thankful, especially because that's usually the mom's job. I've heard, at least, like it's usually the mom who throws the shower, and so it's definitely not her responsibility to throw me a shower, and the fact that she's doing that out of the kindness of her heart makes me really feel, you know, so happy. Like she feels like a big sister to me, and I've never had that in my entire life, so I'm just so unbelievably thankful, and I feel like I'm really gonna feel like a bride, and I feel like it really just takes all the negativity that I've experienced throughout this bridal process and makes me feel like really seen and celebrated. And I just feel like it kind of fixed everything in my head, if that makes sense. Because I don't know if my mom is gonna be there. I don't know if, I don't know if my mom is gonna be there. And I'm obviously a little upset about that. But I know that whoever shows up is gonna be the people that love me and care about me. And yeah, I know we're getting deep today, but come on, we always need to get deep, you guys. Like, I'm cutting carrots. It's either listen to music while I cut carrots or we talk. And I think talking is better. Cutting the carrots just in half like this. And I'm gonna put them in this bowl. But yeah, I don't know if my mom is gonna come. You know, this journey has taught me a lot, you guys. And it's really just taught me that the people that love you will show up for you. And you just need to stop focusing so hard on the people that don't show up and start focusing on the people that do, even though that is so hard and so easier said than done. It is so easy for me to just, ask myself, like, why doesn't she care? Why is she not coming? But at the end of the day, I am so thankful that other people in my family are, making me feel loved and special and seen. And I've never got that before. So I come with good news. I'm always coming with bad news in terms of the wedding, but I just wanted to let you know that update, because I'm probably gonna post the shower, and I just wanted y'all to know that that's the situation, because yeah, I'm really excited. I just wanted y'all to know the context and know that this was like such a big deal to me. Like, this is a big, big deal, and I'm so thankful to be celebrated and to feel celebrated, and I just never ever thought that that would be it for me. So yeah, and that's your daily reminder that if you're going through something tough, it could turn around, so keep hoping and don't let things get to you too much. But anyways, all I'm doing is preparing these rainbow carrots. You have to be very, very careful when you're cutting carrots in half like this, and that's another reason why I absolutely love a chef's knife. If you can't tell, like, I'm really getting through these massive carrots super easily, and even as I do it super easily, it's still a scary job to do. This is a job for a chef's knife for sure, but if you're gonna do this, you need to really know how to use a chef's knife. And I don't even hold my pencil the right way, okay? So the way I hold things is not really, I guess, how people are taught to hold things. So maybe don't pay attention to how I'm holding the chef's knife. But yeah, chef's knife is very, very sharp, and it helps to get like a super good cut, basically. I just feel like if I was doing this with a smaller knife, it would be freaking impossible. But look at that. It looks perfect. Okay, I guess I'll stop talking. I guess I'll turn on some music for myself and turn this into B-roll. planning on chopping these guys up and keeping them prepared for tomorrow, but I have a feeling that this is gonna make my recipe for these glazed carrots so much more delicious. Oh, I need one. It's really the simple things in life, honestly. Now these carrots are just gonna kind of marinate in the honey. And I hope they taste really delicious tomorrow. And I hope they still have a bit of crunch to them. So I'm gonna pop them on a sheet pan tomorrow, drizzle even more honey on top, and that's how we're gonna cook them for brunch. I hope tomorrow has just as lovely weather, but that's all the prep we're gonna do today. I'm actually gonna go ahead and frost the blondies tomorrow. I'm starting to get a little tired, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I hope we have a great day and a great party. We're starting the day making mashed potatoes. Eli's here today to help filming, so I hope that our video today is gonna be a little bit nicer and you'll get some more close-ups. But anyways, I'm peeling up some potatoes because we're gonna make mashed potato, and I like to just like stick the fork on this just to make it a little bit easier to peel. This is a boring part, so I'll check back in with you once all of these are nice and peeled. Let's go ahead and pop our potatoes in. We're just gonna go ahead and let these boil. This is the part of the day that's gonna take the longest. That's why I'm starting so early. The good thing about this menu is once everything is done, it's kind of just gonna be able to sit and stay warm for a little bit while I set the table, because I didn't do that. I did not set the table last night. If we were doing an indoor party, I definitely would have set the table last night, but we have wind, we have leaves, we have morning dew, so I did not want to risk it with our tablescape, especially with our stunning flowers over here, so we'll have a lot of extra time. Keeping my fingers crossed that this is the first party ever that we're not scrambling the last hour. I think the last party that we did, we weren't scrambling really. No. We had some time, but that's also because everyone was late.
I think they'll be late again too.
Probably. All right, so I'm starting on my chicken fricassee. This dish is gonna get to marinate all day. Well, until 1 o'clock, of course. Yeah, I think my way of cutting an onion is definitely the easiest way. I'm gonna say culinary school is wrong. All right, so all I'm gonna do is start with chopping up an onion. I'm just gonna dice it. I believe I usually use an entire onion for this recipe, and that's what I'm gonna do because we're feeding, I think, 6 people total. And so I'm also gonna be doubling up on the chicken, and I might double up a little bit on the broth of this recipe. All right, got an entire onion. All right, we're gonna pop in some rosemary olive oil. Just let that heat up for a second. And we've got bone-in, skin-on chicken thigh. Distribute the oil a little bit. So I'm using bone-in, skin-on chicken thigh, and bone-in, skin-on chicken thigh is super juicy and delicious. It releases a lot of its own oils and flavors as well. And since I'm doubling up on the recipe today, I'm gonna have to brown this in two parts. Go ahead and pop all of our chicken back here. We've got a lot of chicken, and I'm just so excited about this dish. It always turns out so delicious. I'm just gonna let this simmer honestly for a really long time and let the chicken get super juicy. We have around 2 hours until people come. Realistically, this dish can be finished within like 20 more minutes of simmering in here, but since we have a while, I'm just gonna let it keep on going. And then around 15 minutes before guests come, I'm gonna go ahead and put heavy cream into the sauce, make it a little thicker and a little creamier. Our potatoes are finished. All right, let's go ahead and mash these potatoes up. Let's go ahead and pop in an entire stick of butter. I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper in here. I'll also add some garlic powder and some other stuff in a little bit. But as for now, that's our mashed potatoes. All right, so I've got our carrots. They still have a good crunch to them, which is perfect. They definitely released a lot of juices. More carrots than I thought.
Hit me, I don't know why.
I've got a big chunk of honey. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this on top of everything. And kind of do the same thing where I spread it all around the carrots. So I usually use honey that is drizzleable, but I feel like we are literally almost out of honey because I've made this so many times. So I'm using a different kind of honey today. It's not my preferred honey for this, but it should be good. And then we're also gonna add a little bit of whipped honey on top just to drizzle at the end. I'll give everything a good mix. Get these carrots in here. Alexa, set a 30-minute alarm. I'm gonna go ahead and dress our pasta salad. And I also have the olives and the feta that we did not put in last night. I didn't want it to get soggy or anything. I'm just gonna be very gentle with this because I filled the bowl up so much. Let's see, we might need a little bit more sauce, but I think if I keep mixing it should be good. I find like a good bite for myself. Very good. All right, we are in the garden to go ahead and grab some herbs from back here. Probably gonna get some rosemary, maybe a little bit of thyme, and maybe a dash of parsley as well. Rosemary controls a lot of pests in the garden. Apparently rats really don't like rosemary, so I have it planted literally all throughout my garden. And let's pop some thyme off. Looking so healthy back here. Just some easy herbs. Exactly how I want to do these napkins. There's so many fun ways. I think something like this is always super cute. I think I'll probably keep it like this. Yeah. We've got about 40-ish minutes until everyone comes, so I'm just doing finishing touches. Right now we are icing the lemon blondies. Icing is so easy. You just get powdered sugar and a little bit of water. You can use milk too, but I always use water so guests don't have to like refrigerate whatever baked goods that they're getting. You want this to be fairly thick. Thin enough so that you can spread it over all of the blondies, but thick enough so that it has that beautiful cracked crust that these are known for. Let's see if I have enough. I think I do. I don't even measure this stuff anymore, which is probably not that good of me, but okay. I feel like this is probably good. Honestly, I might add a tad bit more powdered sugar. Here's kind of our texture. Just gonna add a dash more. So I got it a little bit thicker. Now it's like a tiny bit harder to pick up and it has a little bit more hold. And I went ahead and just pre-cut these blondies to make it easier for myself, especially because I didn't have any parchment paper. I wanted to make sure that that would be okay. And I'm just gonna go ahead and spread this. Oh, I guess that made it a little bit harder for myself. Okay, I'm gonna spread this everywhere. All right, I've got a tiny bit in here, and I'm just gonna plop that right on top before everything dries. I've got that down, and I'm just gonna go ahead and zest a citron on top. I am out of lemon, so we're gonna use a citron, basically the same thing. All right, let's just go ahead and grab our citron and zest right on top. I'm quickly just getting together a little arugula salad. So this salad has cherry tomatoes, a little bit of Parmesan, some olive oil, some salt, pepper, and then I'm also gonna put some citron juice from the one that we just zested. Okay, citrons are a little bit bigger than lemons. They're like 3 times as big, so it's a little...
3 times as juicy.
Yeah, it's a little tough to juice them, but that actually worked better than it usually does. This was a much smaller one. Some of the ones we have are like huge.
Doubles.
Yeah, but there we go. And I'm gonna put on a dash of pepper. I love this pepper grinder, by the way. We got it as a Christmas gift. Let's just toss up this salad. I actually have some avocado too, but I think it's starting to go bad.
This one is very bad.
Ah, perfect. This is a salad that really benefits from avocado because arugula can be kind of bitter. So it's nice to add like a little bit of fat and make it a little bit more flavorful. I feel like the avocado also coats the arugula really well. It makes it very delicious. All right, let's finish off our pasta dish. I'm just gonna go ahead and eyeball how much ricotta. Obviously the full recipe for this is on my blog, but I just like to eyeball everything. You can also blend the ricotta as well. And then some juice from the other half of our citron. A little bit more pasta water, some salt, some pepper, and some spinach to wilt down. This is one of the easiest pasta dishes out there. It is so delicious and so simple to make. Literally whip this up in like 5 minutes. We're just gonna let the spinach wilt down and I'm gonna add some Parmesan on top. A good amount of Parmesan. All right, let's get a little taste. Really good. While that cooks down, I'm gonna add some heavy cream into our chicken. And I'm gonna let this simmer for a little while. Give it a slight mix. Super, super slight, of course. And we will simmer it down, let it reduce a tiny bit. Pop our carrots back in the oven so those can warm up. And of course, I'll do a small taste for me. Make sure everything tastes good. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, I finished everything up and now we just keep our fingers crossed that people show up. I had 2 people cancel and we were supposed to have, I think, we were supposed to have 7 people total, so now it's gonna be 5 of us total, I think, yeah. So, okay, keeping my fingers crossed. I hope everyone comes and we have so much food and I'm sure there's gonna be a ton of leftovers now, but I'm so excited. I think the table turned out so cute. Everything looks so cute and I'm excited about the menu too. I think it's gonna be really, really tasty. I'm super especially excited about the lemon blondies. So halfway through a party, the thing I do every single time, the literal best thing about hosting at your own house is every single time I'm hosting, I change straight into a comfy outfit. Always, like halfway through the party. We had so much fun. We had 3 people. It was such a nice, intimate lunch. And honestly, I think I'm gonna do a lot more little gatherings like that. I love cooking for huge groups of people. I was expecting, I think, to cook for 6. We ended up cooking for 5? Wait, no. We cooked for 5. We have a ton of leftovers, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do a lot more parties like that where it's a little bit more intimate. And obviously today that was not necessarily like on purpose, but I really liked it because I got to really just like catch up with everybody and it was just really nice. And I also feel like I didn't have to like host or entertain as much because I told everyone that it was just a lunch and I really like that. Like I love just cooking for everyone. We just talk and then, you know, they leave when they want to leave. It's actually like 6 o'clock, which is crazy because everyone came around 2. Yeah, everyone came around 2. So pretty good turnout. Everyone kind of stayed. and we didn't even have like an activity or anything. So yeah, overall it was really, really fun hosting day. I hope you loved cooking with me and prepping with me. I am so excited to share all the next fun parties that we're gonna do. I hope before our send-off I can get like one more little lunch or dinner party in. That is like my biggest goal, and then after that we are having our send-off, and that's gonna be crazy. All right guys, bye.